Hi, I'm Irene with GirlTalksFish, and after giving away my camera-shy betta fish Sonic to my best friend, that 5-gallon tank in my office is sitting pretty empty, so I'm still undecided what I should get for it. What I'm looking for is obviously great selection, but most importantly, healthy and active bettas, because it seems to really vary from store to store depending on kind of the quality of the manager. But yeah, the worst thing would be for me to bring home a sickly betta fish that doesn't do well for some reason and then breaks my heart in front of thousands and thousands of viewers. Okay, the first store is the closest one to where we are right now, so let's go there first. Fish number one is this galaxy koi male that caught my eye, and he has got red, orange, black, maybe some pink on him, and then like a solid black eye, which looks really, really cool. I don't know if he will stay as a plakat tail, meaning his tail will stay shorter, because that's definitely something I'm looking at in a future betta, just because I don't want to have to deal with a lot of tail biting issues like I have in the past, so it'd be nice to try a plakat, but he looks pretty cool. My only fear about koi betta fish is just the marbling effect, whether or not those spots are going to stay the same or if he's going to turn into a solid red betta one day. The next betta I noticed is this rose petal male, which is the complete opposite of plakat. They have one of the largest tails. I know it looks small right now, but when he grows up, it's going to be so big that there are going to be folds and pleats in it. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments whether you've kept rose petal bettas before and if the tail weighed them down and, you know, kind of affected their swimming. But I really like the pearlescent white coloration of the body, the teal on his tail, and then I think those are a couple of dark red spots on his ventral fins. And then, yeah, he seems to have double pupils or something, or at least some black on his iris that makes it look like he has two pupils, which is kind of interesting, but very cool betta. I would love to set one up in a planted tank with that coloration. I can't help myself. I know I just rehomed Sonic, who was also a paradise or mustard gas betta fish, but I just love that coloration. Now this one seems to have more of a darker black body with a little bit of light turquoise sheen to it, and then of course those famously yellow fins and tails. And then, oh, it looks like he has a bright blue eye as well. So very cool look, but I probably wouldn't go for another paradise betta, at least right away. Definitely didn't have as much selection as I was hoping, so let's head over to my second favorite Petco. I actually really like crowntail betta fish, and this one has super unusual coloration. That is a purple body, if I'm reading that correctly, with bright, vivid yellow fins. I mean, really, really cool. His face is a little bit dirty, muddy looking, but I don't mind because that combination is very, very unusual in a betta fish. At least I've not seen a lot of them. So yeah, I would consider taking him home. I mentioned in a previous my top 5 blue fish video that I'm a huge fan of blue bettas and not so much red, but man, this pink orchid male is gorgeous. He's got that red head and this pinkish purple body. I love the fins are so multicolored. There's red, white, and then I believe the base of the tail is kind of a blue-green sheen. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I don't know how big that tail is gonna get, but I would definitely consider taking him home. If you guys remember my previous betta before Sonic, his name was Soundwave, and he was a butterfly male. That beautiful blue or blue-green body and that giant white band of white on the fins and tail. I mean, that just is such a stunning combination, and when I took him home, he looked like that, and then soon afterwards, all the white disappeared and he became a completely blue betta with a black face. But this betta, man, if that white can stay there, I absolutely would consider doing another butterfly male because it's so high contrast. I love it. Now, I have never tried a dragonscale betta before, but wow, they look amazing. They get that name from those giant scales on them that look almost like armor or like reptile scales, obviously. But again, I just love that white, pink, purple, red kind of ombre effect on it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. My only concern is I have heard that sometimes that scaling effect can end up growing over their eyes and cause blindness. So let me know down in the comments if you've ever kept a dragonscale betta and if that happened to you. I think I must just be in the mood for multicolored bettas because they keep grabbing my eye compared to the solid color ones. But this is a double tail male, and to me, he looks like red, white, and blue from the American flag. He's got the blue body, the red edging, and then kind of a white cream colored head, and then a solid black eye, which is so pretty. We used to have a betta fish named Captain America, and he definitely reminds me of him. Wow, look at this elephant ear female betta. Man, normally I wouldn't pick an elephant ear betta because a lot of times I just see that their elephant ears end up splitting because they're just so large, but she is so cool. She has this like mermaid iridescent colored body that's kind of fading from blue to green and the white finish, and I've never kept a female betta either, so I would love to take her home. Wow. Okay, cool. That story definitely had a lot more variety. I actually happen to have a pickup at another Petco, so let's head over there now. Well, that's kind of disappointing. There actually weren't many bettas in the store at all. The only bettas I really found were in the GloFish section, and so I normally probably wouldn't consider a GloFish betta, but this one kind of stood out because it wasn't solid colored. So it does have a bright yellow body, which will be kind of, I assume, a fluorescent yellow under blue lighting, and then the tail has dark red and white on it. He doesn't seem to be the most healthiest betta I've ever seen before, but again, this was limited selection, and he definitely caught my eye. Well, I think after looking at all these betta fish today, I've realized that I'm still not over losing Sonic. You know, it's not fun having to rehome or lose a wet pet for any reason, and that's making me a little gun shy when it comes to committing to another betta fish, so I don't know. So no rush, no rush. I'm actually gonna be in Aquashella in Orlando on February 26th, and they always have an amazing selection of betta fish. So I'm gonna maybe go check out some over there. But if you are also on the search for a new betta and you don't know where to look, make sure to check out my 5 best places to buy a betta fish. And yeah, take time to enjoy your aquariums, and I'll see you in the next video.